Good morning and welcome to Daybreak Pittsburgh. I'm your host, Alex Grubbs.
And I'm Jess Paterchak. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak.
This morning's top stories start with how Taco Bell is getting you a little more lit.
And national news has two naughty Navy nurses. What have they done to claim that title?
It's time to wake up, Pittsburgh, because here comes Daybreak.
Start your morning with us, only on Daybreak. So Alex, it's been really nice this week.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's like delayed summer. It got cold for a little bit at the beginning of the semester, but now it's hot now.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I know.
All right, Casey, can you tell us what we have for this week?
Yeah, guys, it's going to be more of the same, if I'm honest. If you look at today into the rest of the week, it's going to be 80s, really, except for Thursday. It's going to be really hot and beautiful like the whole month has been. I don't think you're going to need a jean jacket. It's just like, it's humid. It's been humid, and it's only going to get in the lows to the 60s. Thursday might be down to 52, but it's just going to heat up for the rest of the day up into the 70s. So more of the same. Make sure you got your sunglasses and spend some time outside. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Casey. Well, that's nice. We get nice 80-degree weather. I mean, I guess it's still technically summer, or is it fall now?
Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we're at that teeter line, so maybe it'll get cold. Halloween soon, so.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe the jean jackets will come back.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, and Pittsburgh City Police are under fire after a forcible arrest outside PPG Paints Arena per Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Police violently apprehended 47-year-old Ohio native Daniel T. Edelman outside the arena by tasing him, punching him, and slamming his head off the ground. Video of the incident took on social media with at least 70,000 views. Multiple city agencies are reviewing the 5 officers involved in this apprehension. Per Mayor Bill Peduto, these officers are placed on desk duty until further review.
Waterfalls classes withdrawal. That is what happened at the Cathedral of Learning at the University of Pittsburgh Monday, as a broken sprinkler line created a waterfall on some staircases and flooded some floors. Pitt Police alerted students with, quote, all classes in the Cathedral of Learning are canceled until 12 noon due to a water main break, end quote, via their emergency alerts. The university later pushed it to 6 p.m. and then later to 6 a.m. on Tuesday. Per Tribune Review, none of the nationality rooms that promote multiculturalism in the city and at the university were damaged. However, the estimated cost of the damages elsewhere in the building are still unknown.
Want to talk about something new? Taco Bell is set to rid of its drive-thrus and add liquor and wine to the menus as it aims for a restaurant vibe. Per KDKA, the company is reportedly aiming for a, quote, cantina-style restaurant with local features such as artists, open kitchens, new digital menu boards, and also. These are aimed as select cities such as Pittsburgh, New York City, Detroit, and many more. Per Food and Wine, at least 300 to 350 of these new cantina restaurants will open across the country by 2022.
Yesterday afternoon, the Center for Sports, Media, and Marketing hosted an event called, quote, The Future State of Television Marketing, end quote, which featured 2 speakers, Jeff Greger, who is the Chief Catalyst Officer and CMO of TBS, while Dan Cho is the Vice President of Audience Development and Monetization, for TNT. Both of these entities are part of Turner Broadcasting, which is an enormous conglomerate in the TV industry. These gentlemen showcased their knowledge for advertising and reaching a large audience while achieving high viewership. School business and school communications students and professors attended the event to learn more about marketing to network to gain viewership, with also asking what's the best way to get there, discussing the intimidation factor behind relocating to another city, as well as whether it's necessary to get an MBA. This is the first event for the fall, so stay tuned for more exciting events throughout the semester by the Center for Sports, Media, and Marketing.
And let's get ready to bingo, folks. Point Park's Campus Activities Board has featured this month's first bingo event for Point Park students. This event is free for students and a chance to hang out, listen to music, and have the chance to win some really cool prizes. Typically, they have a theme, but this event will include treats for students returning to school, like dorm decorations and so on. For those of you who haven't checked out bingo, they feature local MCs, Play fun, upbeat music that corresponds with their theme. They have snacks, and you get to win cool and unique prizes, whether it's a Beats pill or a piece of candy. So go check out this event tomorrow night at 9 p.m. in Lawrence Hall.
Raise the Jolly Roger. The Campus Activities Board here on campus has a limited amount of Pirates tickets that students can buy at an extremely discounted rate. According to the university's Social Scoop, which features weekly announcements, students can purchase up to 4 tickets apiece for $7 each. A great way for students to go out and enjoy one of Pittsburgh's most exciting activities. The game featured for this opportunity is on September 23rd versus the Cardinals. So take the 15-minute trek across the Roberto Clemente Bridge, grab yourself some Cracker Jacks, and let's go Bucks.
So a lot of things are going on. How about Taco Bell?
Yeah, I know, Taco Bell. See, the thing is, I'm always at Chipotle, and it's different here in Pennsylvania because we have the Liquor Control Board, and you can't necessarily get alcohol at places. But I know it's been becoming more lax, so get wine with some tacos. Like, okay,
it's gonna be fun.
That's pretty cool.
It'll be cool for people who are 21, of course.
Yeah, of course. Well, after the break, one of our favorite Pittsburgh Penguins is back at practice.
And how some people in Florida are still in danger even after Irma.
We got more for your mornings only on Daybreak.
What would you do to create something that could survive 1,000 years? You'd start with a formula, head to the lab, and forge it with fire. Just imagine everything it could do. It could leak pollutants into the soil and water, or it could conserve energy, cut CO2 emissions, and reduce raw material. Recycling is more than cutting waste. Recycling is about the legacy you want to leave. Why on earth would you want to do anything else? Recycle. Don't throw away our chance at survival.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Krupp alongside Jess Paterchak. Tonight we begin with
The mayor is continuing to deal with the challenges the city is facing.
But tomorrow we have just a little bit of cloudiness. We have
off throughout the day with some strong wind gusts. That's going to continue tomorrow. 20
Teams have already started talking to free agents. Saturday's partly cloudy, but 70 degrees? Where is the pool at? I mean, come on.
You might have already burned your bracket, ripped it up. I am Royce Jones.
And I'm Casey Houlihan.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight, Virginia.
UView Television is live here at the Center for Media Innovation with a very exclusive interview with Point Park's Black Diamond, our school mascot. We're taking questions on our social media at UView Television.
Our first question came in from @PointParkU Black Diamond. They want to know, what is one thing you love about Point Park?
UView.
I knew it.
UView's the best.
It is. All right, Alex, you want to read our next question?
Okay, we have another question from Point Park Cab. They're asking, when is the next time you're going to make a surprise appearance at their next event?
He's being coy. Looks like we're going to have to show up.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
All right, that's all we have for right now, but you can submit your own questions at UView Television, and we might read one of yours after the break.
Start your morning with us. I'm your host, Jess Paterchak.
And I'm your host, Alex Gross.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of Daybreak. I'm your
So
host, Alex
limited
Patch, on
meal
this missing
slice.
persons case
Reported
right
by the
here in
Globe,
Pittsburgh.
Cullen
An
Art is
update,
introducing
upperclassmen
this
student
option.
Snow, some of that
Dakota
wintry
James-
mixed stuff could get me.
I'm gonna care for you.
What up? In news this week, with Kim Kardashian finally revealing what happened during her parents'
Only on Daybreak.
Welcome back. I'm Delaney Bamas with your sports news. The Steelers played the Minnesota Vikings this past Sunday, beating them 26-9. Not only was it the first regular season home game, but it was also the first regular season Steelers game played at Heinz Field since the passing of Steelers chairman Dan Rooney. Some of the pregame ceremonies included Steelers legend Mel Blount raising a flag with the initials DMR and Ben Roethlisberger carrying out one of those same flags as he walked out of the tunnel. Big Ben also knelt down for a few seconds in remembrance before he took the field. It was an emotional day for players and fans alike, and the Steelers will continue to honor Mr. Rooney with patches of his initials all season long. The back-to-back Stanley Cup champions are ready to raise the banner at PBG Paints Arena, but before they can do that, they have some preseason games scheduled. Tuesday night, the Penguins played the Buffalo Sabres at State College. While preseason games aren't exactly the best way to see how the season will play out, it is a good time to take a look at the rookies. Fan favorites Daniel Sprong and Zach Aston-Reese, did not disappoint in their first game as Penguins. Coach Mike Sullivan said, quote, "This was really the first opportunity to have a fair evaluation for all of those guys. I thought Zach had a really strong game," unquote. Aston Reese had 1 goal in the night and the 4-3 loss. Point Park's men's soccer is making an amazing comeback after starting the season 0-2 this year. The team is now working together and that progress is showing on the field. They are now 5-2 on the year with 4 shutouts in the last 5 games. The team went 404 minutes without allowing a goal against them. On the offensive side, senior Alan Ramos is leading the team. He has 2 multi-goal games in the last 4 games, and he contributed an assist and a goal in Monday's 3-1 win against Washington Adventist University. They have a 10-day break before they are back on the road at Asbury University on September 28th. Make sure to follow Point Park Sports on social media to stay up to date on how the team is doing. Sports is in full swing, and so is Daybreak News. Speaking of news, let's head over to the Daybreak News Desk with Samir Nefsies for National News. Samir?
Thank you, Delaney. A naval Jacksonville hospital just let 2 nurses go after images surfaced on the app Snapchat. The nurses were shown flicking off one of the newborn babies and captioning it with, quote, "How I currently feel about these mini Satans," end quote. That image was screenshot and uploaded to Facebook. The image has now been viewed and shared over 180,000 times. The hospital released a statement saying, quote, "It's outrageous, unacceptable, incredibly unprofessional, and cannot be tolerated," end quote. Outrage was swift from commenters on the hospital's Facebook post, with one commenter writing, "I'm sickened by the action taken by these 2 individuals. We are supposed to trust the care system. Had it been my children they did this to, their license would have, losing their license would have been the last thing they need to worry about," end quote. Now sticking with Florida officials, Florida has suspended the licenses of a nursing home that had 9 patients die after Hurricane Irma knocked out the air conditioning system in the facility. The Agency for Health Care Administration said Wednesday that they have suspended the licensing of the Rehabilitation Center at Hollywood Hills. 8 patients died September 13th, 3 days after Irma hit South Florida, knocking out a transformer that powered the home's air conditioning system. The 9th died Tuesday. After a video emerged on Sunday showing suffering residents in the sweltering heat while staff used fans to attempt to cool themselves. During the video, a naked woman is shown in the hall who is hunched over what appears to be a hospital bed that the nursing home is now under investigation. Excessive force has been out of the news for a little bit until now. Oklahoma City police officers opened fire on a man in front of his home as he approached them with a metal pipe. The officers allegedly didn't hear witnesses yelling that he was deaf, according to the department officials. According to witnesses, 35-year-old Miguel Sanchez wasn't obeying the officer's command before one shot him with a gun and the other one tased him. Police Captain Bo Matthews said at the news conference, witnesses were yelling, quote, "He can't hear you," before the officers opened fire. They did not hear that Sanchez was deaf, who apparently has no criminal history. He died at the scene. The officer who fired the gun was Sergeant Chris Barnes. He had been placed on administration leave pending the investigation.
So Samir, with the first story you read about social media and these nurses, how do you see this affecting the future here? We have social media, there's a ton of controversy. How do you see this playing out?
Well, Jess, that's actually a really good question. I mean, just in local news the other day, at PPG Paints, officers are shown using excessive force in my opinion, on a man who was already on the ground. They were shown throwing punches at him. So I don't know how that's going to play out in Oklahoma or if this was even caught on videotape. But if it is, it's not looking good for them. Now, national news might be done, but we all know I'm not. Isn't that right, guys?
Yes, Samir will join us again on Conversation Boulevard coming up after the break.
I shouldn't have to pay to walk down the street. Pay with my comfort, my freedom, my peace. Always on guard, on edge, off limits. Don't follow me, don't touch me, don't treat me like I'm yours. I don't need your whistles, your comments, your eyes. I already know I'm a prize. My confidence isn't for sale. Respect me, don't inspect me.
And when people ask us who can join UView, the answer really is anybody, and we mean anybody. Any major, any experience level. Some people, have a lot of experience coming out of high school, and others don't know how to really sit on a couch properly, and that's okay. We're here just to give you the chance to learn and have fun and prepare yourself for the real world. College, after all, it's all about trying new things.
Welcome back to Daybreak. Turn on your GPS because we don't want you passing up on Conversation Boulevard.
That's right. Tonight we have Samir Nefsi.
Guess who's back?
Heyo, I'm back,
He's
boy.
back.
I've missed the Conversation Boulevard. I'm back on my corner, I guess, now, right?
That's right.
I guess so.
You guys missed me. I missed the corner. Excuse me.
The corner. Oh my goodness. Well, Samir, you have a show here for UView. Why not?
I do. That's crazy. I'm on Daybreak, but I still have my own show.
What's it called?
Samir. Crazy, right? Originality there. Yeah, so it's basically supposed to be like Chelsea Lately. Now, whether if it's funny or not, that's up to you. I'm going to still do it every week. So yeah, basically it's just supposed to be a round table segment. It's not really a round table. It's more like a round couch, but we're working on it, budget.
All right.
And so we do that, and then we just talk about random things. It's just whatever I find funny. So Florida news. We're using
Always
that all
Florida
the time.
news. I remember that. The one time
the
I was
one time
on.
You were on
I
there.
was on.
It was a great time. What did we talk about? I don't even remember.
Florida stuff.
It was there was something about a cat. I remember
Yeah.
that.
No, I talked about my mom running over a cat.
That's right. That's
Oh
what
my
it does.
God.
No,
What?
Yeah. No, okay, so
Great time.
it's already brought up, so
Recap.
I'm going to just put in the story. When I was a little kid, my dad, he was stationed over in Iraq, okay? So my mom ran over a cat on accident, so she called 911, and the police showed up, put the cat in the trash can, and my dad wondered for a year why the police would always be like, hey, every time, because he was just
my God.
okay, but then he found out that my mom ran over a cat and called them.
That
I
is
think
horrible.
whenever I was in I want to say maybe my it was either my sophomore or junior year. I just got my license to drive on my own.
Okay.
And I ran over a cat one time. It was super awkward. It was the middle of winter. It was a white cat. I thought it was gonna stop. Clearly, it had a different idea.
Oh, no.
Yeah, PETA, don't come after me, please. But, yeah. So and then on the show we go to that, and then now there's a section with Nicole who's on my show.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
pretty funny.
Nicole Paxinos.
Yeah, that's right. And then we go into the theater segment. That was a little bit of a hot mess last time. It was a new segment, but it's getting there. Yeah.
Tell us a little more about that segment. Yeah.
So about the theater one?
The theater one, yeah.
Yeah, so it starts out where you're going to do, I think, 5 stories each week that we film. And then Lisa Conti, who's a theater major, is actually going to do some of the stories as well.
Okay.
So we're letting some other people on. I'm still, obviously, the main host, Samir. Yeah, that's it. That's it, yeah. For that show. Great time. Check it out.
It's fun. Yeah. So on random topics, yesterday was Free Queso Day at Moe's.
Ooh, I was a little crusty after that. I had some queso on my face when I was done eating. Andy Conti from the CMI walked by. I was stuffing my face. I'm don't look at me. Keep walking.
I love Free Queso Day. I've been there ever since I came to Point Park. I've been there.
Right?
Every year.
I didn't realize that was even a thing till this year.
Really?
I mean, I was there for round 2, but
Yeah.
they didn't say anything. I was like, I don't care.
They probably forgot who you were.
Probably. I mean, every day you don't see the star of Samir coming in.
Star we have right here.
Oh, that's so
No,
funny.
definitely.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, kids all over campus had little Moe's bags.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, once you get to college, you just become super cheap.
Yeah, you're just like,
food
free?
where?
Okay. Like, I'll take the chips. Like,
Yeah.
It's like that
Yeah.
pizza, you'll never get sick of it. You're like, Pizza Fiesta, I've had you like 20 days in a row.
Yeah.
Holla at me as you're
Pizza
hauling up the
Fiesta,
gym.
they're on my, like, list right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm more of a Genoa's fan
And
myself.
here's why.
No.
Here's why.
Genoa's
I'm not.
crusty.
They were supposed to give a group of people pizza, and they didn't give a group of people pizza. So I'm still salty about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
CCU. I agree. Was that the meeting you were talking about when they like
Sure,
lost all of it?
sure.
We'll go with that.
Okay.
No, there's a place in Oakland. I can't think of the name. It's like
It's
a
a new. It's a
large
lots of pizza. I don't know. It's a
No,
new
it's $6 for like a
Sorrento's.
whole. Yeah,
That's my
what
spot.
it is. Is
What?
it?
Yeah, you get Dollar Ranch and you get pizza. I'm always there. Well, I used to be there all the time, but now
That's
we're just
amazing.
like.
I'm just like, what? $6?
No, because if you walk on the street, like I forget what street it is, you'll find like, you know, an Arab man like, hey, do you want some chicken on a stick? And it's bomb, so go for it.
Really?
So
I'll have
that's
to
what I
check
go
it.
for.
Speaking of Arabic, I'm taking that semester.
Yeah.
You've taken it.
I'm taking Arabic.
Great, let's go.
Yeah.
What do you know?
I don't know.
You don't
Mashallah.
know anything? What do I know? I know like
Alhamdulillah.
Habibi, but my dad used to say that like 24/7.
Yeah.
It was like my dear.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
nice.
really
It's
challenged in
always
Arabic.
fun. Arabic's fun. And the Isme Alex. My name is Alex.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and Ishmi Samir.
Ishmi. So Ishmi,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, boom.
Hey.
Look.
Yeah.
I
That's
guess
how
we're
you do it.
professors now.
That's
I
how you
guess.
do it. Well, Samir, it's always a pleasure coming onto this show.
It was great being back on my boulevard.
Yeah.
So thanks for being here. All you
Thanks for having us
YouTube
on.
binge watchers out there might want to get a Netflix subscription too.
And if you're a fan of makeup, which popular artist just released her new line of products?
Only here on Daybreak.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do. Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number since the number one.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Does not matter if I'm short or tall. If I have skinny legs or my hips are wide. It only matters who I am inside.
Blue eyes, brown eyes, black or green, what makes me most beautiful cannot be seen. When you look at me, don't judge me by my parts.
The most beautiful thing about me is my heart.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Take a look at the 5-day forecast.
You might have already burned your bracket, ripped it up, or put it through a paper shredder by now.
British Prime Minister Theresa May officially triggered Article 50 on Tuesday.
The World Baseball Classic has concluded with Team USA winning its first title in 4 WBC tournaments.
And that is your news tonight. With Royce Jones, I'm Danis Marrero. Have a great night.
Good morning and welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Royce Jones. Here's your tech news. The newly revealed iPhone X hasn't even been released to the public yet, and it's already striking controversy with officials over its facial recognition feature. Democratic Senator Al Franken expressed his concerns in a letter to Apple CEO Tim Cook. CNN reports the Minnesota senator reached out to the company demanding more info about the privacy and security settings of the new feature. Franken also wants to know what happens to the facial recognition data after it's scanned. He says, quote, Apple itself could use the data to benefit other sectors of its business, sell it to third parties or for surveillance purposes, or receive law enforcement requests to access it. Although Apple has addressed some of these concerns before, Senator Al Franken wants his questions answered. He gives Apple CEO Tim Cook until October 13th to respond to his letter. And if you're a fan of YouTube's paid service channel, you may want to go make a Netflix subscription now. The service will come to an end this December after a lack of interest from both users and providers. YouTube created the service back in 2013 as an attempt to earn money. Users could pay a monthly fee and gain access to special channels like Sesame Street, Prime Zone Sports, and more. Unfortunately, the service didn't take off, and the neck-to-neck competition doesn't help either. Enders analyst Joseph Evans told BBC, quote, It's somewhat surprising when you look at what the other giants are doing. Amazon is pushing a modular subscribe to one channel at a time service, having started with its all-you-can-eat package. Evans also thinks YouTubers may be reluctant about giving Google control over their video distribution and sponsorship money. Now, this is being laid to rest, but you can still give YouTube money by signing up for a YouTube Red subscription. And Megabus, Greyhound, and even Port Authority might want to move over. There's a new vehicle on the road, and it could be the next big thing. It's the Catalyst E2 Max, an electric bus designed by the California company Proterra. And electric vehicles have been around for some decades now, but distance has always been a concern. They're great for the environment and a substitute for diesel-powered vehicles, but can they go as far? The breakthrough bus traveled over 1,100 miles on a test run to New Carlisle, Indiana, breaking the existing distance record of about 1,000 miles. The company has sold over 400 of its buses to universities and commercial travel agencies in the U.S. It's just a matter of time before it pulls up to a bus stop near you.
Royce, regarding iPhone X, what kind of legislative action do you think Al Franken would take if Tim Cook does not respond by that October 13th date?
Now, Alex, I'm not quite sure exactly where they would take this, but these are pretty justifiable concerns. Last year, the FBI reached out to Apple for information regarding a shooting in California. They wanted Apple to essentially create a back door to the iPhone so that they could crack the password on the suspect's phone and gain access to evidence. So these are pretty justifiable concerns, and if they don't answer them, I wouldn't be surprised if they take this to a higher power. But I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. I mean, we'll see. And, well, that's your Timely Tech News. Let's see who's in the entertainment spotlight now with Tania Beatty. Tania?
Thanks, Royce. For all you makeup lovers out there, singer Rihanna launched her Fenty Beauty line. The line consists of all cruelty-free makeup, including foundations, contours, highlights, and much more. Rihanna and her team thought of every skin tone with over 40 different foundation shades to choose from that retail for $34. You can pick up any of the Fenty Beauty products at your local Sephora or FentyBeauty.com. All you Big Brother fans should be counting down the days till winter when Celebrity Big Brother airs on ABC or CBS. According to CNN Entertainment, Julie Chain will still be hosting the 19th season and counting show. The show consists of strangers who live under one roof, completely cut off from the outside world. Each competitor must compete for the power of veto, ultimately leaving one person standing for $500,000. Big Brother producers have not yet released the exact air date or which celebrities will be competing. Also, according to CNN's Entertainment, the new movie It breaks office records with a killer opening, no pun intended. The clown-killing movie brought in an estimated $117.1 million for Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers also says it's the largest opening for a horror movie ever to air. You can take the shuttle to the waterfront this weekend to see It for yourself. Back to you at the couch.
Thanks, Tania. Oh, It coming out. I still haven't seen that movie yet. I
seen
watched
it
the
either.
original one. That used to scare me as a kid.
Yeah?
Not like necessarily like scared, but you're always like, if I go to the bathroom, this clown just pops out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would be scary.
Yeah, I know, because it came out 17 years ago. So what, 2000? So we were like, what, 3 or 4?
Yeah. Oh my
5,
God.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and all the special effects too.
Yeah, I know. They kind of switch it up over time and things of that nature.
Yeah, I'm sure that hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go check it out.
Yeah. Well, you can catch us on Facebook, Daybreak UView, and you can catch UView related material on our social media, UView Television, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
And tune in next time for the news you need. I'm Jess Paterchak.
And I'm Alex Scrubs, hoping your news is good news.